Hello, today's comic book review. I suppose I should be on in the background. Our Halloween comic book review is Mr. Monster presents Crack-a-Boom, uh, issue one, and I assume it's just Mr. Monster presents. This is the Crack-a-Boom cover, and I picked up some more of these from Aaron, and I noticed he had this one, and I'm like, well, I do have that one. I remember the Crack-a-Boom cover. So I have a bunch more fun ones on their way eventually. So we'll eventually get more of these books out, but this was a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying Mr. Monster books. They're basically like EC horror, but thrown in a comedic form with a bunch of fantasy type characters. It's got that feel because you get a variety of different stories throughout and stuff. It's like, gee, Melvin, I don't know if making out in the graveyard was such a good idea after all. And she sees creatures coming out of the ground and from around the tombstones and all over the place. You got a giant Franken mummy, you got some snake headed thing, human headed snake thing, a couple zombies popping out of the earth. And he says, Har, what are you afraid of, Selma Sue? Monsters? This is awesome. Not, well, yeah, I guess you could call it a wraparound cover. And the first story starts out with this whole deep red white uh, layout to it. Let's see, what do we got on the back? Beware, in this issue, Mr. Monster by Gilbert Wolf and Bird, Counselors of the Macabre from Betty Lash, Zombie Boy from Mark Stokes, Monster Boy from Bob Sapina, Cadabra from Mike JMM McCarthy, plus things too darn scary to list here. Yeah, this first story is basically, and you do get this nice little introduction cartoon in the beginning, but then this first story, bigger story, is basically someone summoning demons from hell. And it's funny how they got the demons. They have like a pegboard that they're putting different bigots into, the KKK, J. Edgar Hoover, all kinds of different characters that they're pinning up on their wall. There was something really funny I thought in this beginning, the second page here. Uh, but yeah, this character here is raising demons using his little magic spell book. Uh, oh man, I could have swore page two had a really funny. They do a lot of parody, falling back on different things from our past, things that everybody knows that's into that type of culture. I don't know. But then he sees Mr. Monster, the demon does, and he's like, "Oh," imagining a heroes with attitude collection that he can start pinning up heroes, starting with Mr. Monster. Just bummer. I should have marked that page. It was funny. There's a variety of funny things in here, but that just cracked me up how what it referred to, and I cannot remember it at this moment. But I will say a few of these stories cracked me up in this issue. They were fun. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna keep searching for it, but yeah, he's hunting down his girl. Got to save her from the demons. And then we got Mr. Monster's Fairy Tale Theater. I was a teenage demon sitter. This gal is babysitting for a little shit demon. Their kid, and he comes out. He's all ready to start stabbing her, and she turns around, goes off on him, scares him a little bit. Has her boyfriend coming over, and then he looks at her and he's like, "You got a big zit on your nose." So she freaks out and runs away. That was her horror story. We got Cadavera and Zombie Boy, which this image has lots of parodied characters. I'm just preggers with excitement. Uh, there's a cool splash page, all kinds of different characters and stuff. Easily pick some out from 80s culture and stuff like that. Then we got the Zombie Boy story from the private files of Jake Slag, Private Eye. We have someone talking about Zombie Boy, how they found pictures and stuff, and he's been around. They got pictures at least of him in 1963, 1971, 1982, and he's the same age in every picture. And they start looking into things, trying to figure out this character, why he isn't aging, why he's been seen in all these places and stuff. The cat decides to clean himself when he lays on me. And the kid messes around with the private investigator. And there's a lady trying to get someone to listen to her story. And Zombie Boy ends up making a voodoo doll of the private investigator and then just starts messing with him. And he goes through all kinds of things. Ends up pretty messed up in the end. Then we got A Tale of Monster Love, Kissed. Just a short story where the kid keeps yelling for his dad. Is kind of weird because it's a kid and a monster, and the monster's trying to make out with the kid. So that was kind of weird. Uh, but you're gonna want back outside. But yeah, it was another interesting, quick story. And then we got Tiptoe Through Terror, which is basically like Al Bundy from Married with Children, the shoe salesman part of him. And he loves shoes. He loves looking at feet, and he has to deal with, just like Al did with the ladies that come in and say they wear a size 7, and you get them a size 7 and they're really like a size 10. You're trying to shove their foot into their boots and shoes, and so they get ticked off because their feet don't fit. And then he ends up having a shoe delivery to someone that really appreciates shoes, and she buys a lot of them, and he kind of falls for her. And over the next year or so, he keeps bringing delivering shoes to her. You see, it's winter time and stuff. Going through the season, he kind of like hits on her and asks her if they could go on like a date or something. They could get just he's wants to come in and see her feet and all that. And something happens where he goes back to the house and knocks on the door. No one answers. The door's unlocked. He goes in and see that she's off in her room crying. And he goes into the room and sees that she's got eight legs. So I'm not sure. I suppose 8 legs would be octopus, 6 legs would be spider. So she must be like an octopus woman. And but that's all right for him because he loves shoes. He loves feet. This gives him 6 extra pairs to play with. But yeah, they finally get together in the end, and it's just it's a really fun book. Uh, I'd rather read these than the EC Comics versions just because of the little parody stuff and the play-in stuff. But yeah, these are perfect little reads for Halloween time or any time. So check out Mr. Monster Presents Crack-a-Boom issue 1. Uh, this is from Caliber Comics. And keep following Under the Cull of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes, leave a comment. I'll comment back. Check out Crimson Cull Comic Club. Check out 5 p.m. Central Time on Psychotronic Squirt Guns channel or my channel. We do live claim sales for comic books, anywhere from 50 cents on up. With free shipping options if you buy at least like $20 worth of stuff. You can let your boxes build or whatever if you want until the box is full and we're ready to ship, or until you tell us to ship it. And check out the Crazy Hungarian channel at 9 p.m. Central Time on Fridays. Uh, get together, group of people, and just show off comics and talk about whatever's happening in culture right now, or in the past, or in the future. Who knows? Let's talk about whatever. But thanks for checking out, and we'll be back with more of these soon. Thanks. Bye.